when I understood that, oh, it is important to count in days. So the person you are explaining to, you know why you do counseling? Why do you? The summary is so that your person, the client or the patient in front of you can make informed decision. You don't understand it now. So informed decision is that you are not telling the person, I am advising you to take this procedure, or I am advising you to do HIV test. No. I'm making you understand the importance of getting screened for HIV so that at the end of the day, you will know that you need to get tested. That's the point. I'm not telling you to do HIV test because, yes, I'm empathic, right? But I cannot carry your body. I would only tell you, oh, as your nurse or as your doctor or as your lab scientist, the best thing I can do for you is to tell you the importance. So let's be careful of how we say, I will advise you to. No. In case you are doing now, if you are doing, I will, because when problem come, now nurse advise me, oh, you know, say patient and they quick take the side of their family member when problem dey. I'm telling you. So instead of you saying, I will advise you to, you see that I'm infusing it, I'm infusing counseling, communications, and HS mixed together. So let's just be getting 1 or 2 points. So instead of you saying, I will advise you to, no, I will counsel you so that you will know the importance. Okay, your friend comes to your facility, that you be, hey my God. Yes, sir. Yes, go on.
Assume you are not friends now. Just
yeah, assume he's not. Thank you, sir. Assume he's not your friend, and this is your client.
When did I access? Then maybe I'm a virgin.
Okay, he has answered you. He's a virgin. As a virgin, does it mean that he does not have any form of sex?
He can. He can.
Okay, thank you. Please go on, sir. He's a virgin. Remember, virgin.
This might not be
have you not met a difficult question? Is that an open-ended question?
So I know it's by friend. I know like
no. Have you not attended to someone you know before and you kept it professional?
Yes.
Why are you not saying your friend? We are not taking your friend from you. Answer our question. Let's just move on. This is role play. We are waiting for you. You are taking our time. This is 10:21.
So can I actually ask him that person, I can ask if he knows anything or any information about HIV.
Okay. You don't digress. They ask you what are open-ended questions, examples of open-ended questions. Examples of open-ended questions. Yeah? You don't know? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Examples of open-ended questions. Okay, me? Okay. You that she's your
I was at the salon last week, Tuesday. So can you run me to consider it? Okay, so when I got there, I realized that I didn't pick my phone. So the stylist said she was going to look what was available for me, and then she made use of the combs and everything that was there. That was what she said. Was there any contact with me to break at the salon? At first, I felt a sharp pain, but I did not know. The middle of my hair, the scalp of my hair, I felt a sharp pain. She just said this was fine. I just put Ori or feel that I'm going to go.
Right. Thank you. Did you get that? Eh?
Yes.
So can you see that the conversation was what? Progressing. It was moving. It wasn't stuck at no. She was asking her a question and her client was responding. giving her specifics. When was the last time you went to the salon? How was it? Where? So you ask what? Specific questions. So their questions are called open-ended questions. So when you are interacting with your clients, we should be sure to ask what? Open-ended questions. Alright, thank you. Let's move on. So you're done with your PEP, Abby. And then I asked the question, window period for HIV. Yes, I'll be back to you.
About, someone said 3 months.
Okay.
Said we should calculate it in days.
Okay. Your old days, sir.
Normally, we guys used to calculate in 3 months, like 3 months.
So why do you calculate 3 months? Do we agree 3 months? Everybody agrees 3 months.
No, we want to be sure.
No, now. So we want to be sure. Like I said, I will be talking.
Is it for the PEP or for the HIV?
No, window period
Window
for
period.
HIV. Like for a person for let's say a person gets infected and then it starts to show that okay, when the person does the test, it shows that this person has HIV. What's the window period for HIV? Yes. Do we have lab scientists in this? Wait, wait, sir. Lab scientists. Are they here?
Technician, scientist.
But that tech, all of them not be lab na dey.
See when you
1, 2, 2. Yes, wait, sir. Wait, sir. We'll come back. Yes, lab scientist. 3, yes. 4. That's 4. Okay. So 5. Thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
So after the counseling, you did the test was negative.
No. That one far. It's still far. What is
Just want me
the
to
window period that when you test a person, you are sure that this person has it? Maybe, let's say I come to your facility. He gave an example. Let's say PEP. I was exposed to needle prick, and then I come to your facility, right?
Yeah.
Within 72 hours of exposure, it could be within 24 hours, within 48 hours and the rest of it. And then you give me PEP, right? And as you give me this PEP now, unlike you, we drink one day. And please, you take PEP for at least 28 days, not 21 days, at least, yes. 21 to 28 days though, but at least 28. You have to complete the dosage. So how it works is PEP works within 24 hours. So for you to complete a cycle, it has to be, if you are going to take it by 10 a.m., that's 1, the circle is moving. C-Y-C-L-E, circle, not add the cycle.
No,
Okay, cycle, not circle. Circle is C-I-R. Cycle, C-Y-C-L-E. For the drug to complete a particular cycle, you take the drug, 1 now, let's say 1, let's use 1. I swallow 1 pill. Now, what's the time? This is 10:27. I take it by 10:27 now. For it to complete the dosage, I have to take it tomorrow by 10:27. That's a complete dose. Do you get? Now, for me to be sure that any trace of the virus that might have been deposited in my bloodstream is erased, I have to complete it for 28 days, at least 21 days, at least 21 days. Do we understand? But the complete dosage is 28 days. That, let's just say a month. Let's just say 1 month. But because we count in days, so you don't tell your clients. That's what I was saying. Example, I will not tell my clients 28 days. I will tell them, say 1 month. You get, say, take them. So today is what? 21. Today's date is 21.
22.
22. No less. Today is 22. I will calculate it to make sure that it is completely 1 month. So that every trace of the virus is erased from the bloodstream. And based on exposure. Because number 1, we don't know if who the person was exposed to has been virally suppressed. Are we taking notes?
Yes.
We are not sure. Now, it is one thing for a person to be living with the virus. It is another thing to be sure that the person is using the drugs, right? Rightly and consistently. That one we don't even talk of that one. We just know say this one is living with the virus and I've been exposed. I will not start asking the person, they drink your drug every day. How you take they drink the drug? If they miss time, I mean not they miss time. I will not ask that. Another thing too is, am I sure that this person is virally suppressed? So if a person is virally suppressed and you are exposed, you might not contact the virus. You might contact the virus too. Another thing, if the viral load is not suppressed, meaning the person is not using the drugs rightly, it means that the window period might even be shorter. So imagine somebody you now use PEP 11 days. You use the drug at all. You don't use that. You did not use the drug. Let's note. Okay, let me ask you a question before we move on. Why is it that a person will tell you, I used drugs, I used PEP, but the person still comes down with getting infected with the virus? Why? Yes, ma'am. Mommy lab. That's how we used to call them in the office. Mommy lab. Yes, ma'am. This is now they talk now. The person I not complete my PEP. Now I take them for only 11 days. And then after 11 days, I just say, I beg, these drugs, they stress me. I don't think they drink them every day. When I go there with my friends, they enjoy myself. Now, I now stopped using it after 11 days. And I still did not go back to the hospital to get tested. Eventually, I said, okay, after 1 month, maybe I just go do other parameters. And then HIV testing, they go. Eventually, I'm living with the virus. I already have the virus. Why? What happened? But I used PEP.
Why we are taking the PEP is to suppress, not to allow that virus to be active.
But now I took the PEP and I have the virus.
Yes, because you did not complete the dose, which is 28 days.
That is why you just feel I have the virus. It's your own opinion, Abi. Abi, all of us we agree.
The virus came back.
The virus came back. Wait. Now, it's 1-1. We are learning. If I don't seize your brain, you will not understand it. Me, I like deep understanding. Do you understand? I like deep understanding. So we are unique in our own ways. And the way I would assess something is not how you would assess it, right? We are healthcare providers, right? It means that our ways of handling certain procedures will differ. She has given me her own listing because I did not complete 28 days. That is why the virus comes. She said, the virus came stronger because I did not drink my complete dose. It came out stronger. So the time we enter, it's not strong. It just
It was just there.
It was just there. Wow. Yes, ma'am.
It's possible the person
They did not treat you like this. They did not talk partner. I'll go and fight again for you. Don't worry. Yes, now. No, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I just need you to now. When you are explaining, when you have a client in front of you, you explain say your antigen, your antibodies. The person go they look is everything concerned antibodies. No. So a person is PrEP example. I'm using PrEP, right? And I don't use PrEP correctly and consistently, but I am using PrEP. Instead of me to use my PrEP, right, completely for a month. If I drink on today, I would say I don't drink PrEP today, heavy drug that can keep up with those side effects. That's why I asked him, did you discontinue the use of PEP because you had side effects? He said no. So why you stop? You just keep saying you are free. Maybe we'll go do test for you today.
No problem.
Let's continue. So, like I was saying, now I'm using PrEP. Pre-exposure prophylaxis. I've answered this one now. I'm using meaning I'm using before exposure. That's what I'm I'm using the PrEP. But me, when they use them before exposure, I know they use them well. Meaning, I don't use it consistently. I don't use it correctly. And how do you use PrEP consistently and correctly?
That is taking the dose. Taking the dose now. Patient does not miss the dose.
What is the dose?
Per day.
Per day.
Maybe.
I don't know. Answer yourself. Per day. How do you use it now per day? Per day is part of the dose, but not. So using it consistently and correctly, you set dosage right, then the right amount of the drugs. So how should a person use it right? I gave one example when I was standing there. I never even come up for class.
Okay, the person should not stop the dose when.
You don't stop dose. You like dose. Are you a nurse?
Let's go back.
Okay. Health extension. Yes, ma'am. Right. Yes, sir. Let's say one thing. Yes, sir. Let's say one thing. Yes. Discordant couples. Prisoners. Who? Commuters. Who are okay? People that enter bus. Drivers. When they travel. Commuters was part of the list yesterday.
Yes.
You mentioned
No, you said they used to be part of
the list.
tanker drivers.
Okay. But the list that I showed you now, you see them for there.
No.
It's what you saw that you follow.
Give another value. Make an example.
Example.
Give another value. Make an example.
Example. Thank you. Example.
Some level that
Not the list. Correction.
agenda.
Yes, agenda. Somebody said, you said yes, ma'am. You said female sexual workers.
Yes.
So at the moment, it has been corrected to sex workers because we have male sex workers and female sex workers. I've never seen male sex workers.
Wow.
You don't see mommy. Give us an example, man. You never see. Go club now. Those people where they strip, those guys where they strip, who they strip? Oh, no,
Okay, yes, in the gym, yeah.
the boy is a mommy guy. So I just need us to understand. So now, those ones who are in the gym,
Yesterday.
so all of them for money, but you have the ones who are brothel based and non-brothel based. Do you understand? Now, if you go to brothels, if you go to hotels, like we call them most times, you go to hotels now. Hey, my friend, you are happy. I'll come and ask you questions. If you go to hotels, right, you will see people who have you had any outreach in a hotel before? Who has ever had an outreach in any hotel? Yes, ma'am. Okay. When you get to the hotel, try to cite something. You will see our girls, they did it. Then you see those guys. And most times, if you listen to their conversations a lot, they call them a shawoman. Have you?
Yes.
Have you heard of a shawoman? None at all. No.
Yes.
Those of us that have done this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have a shawoman. Those are male sex workers. Some of them date the prostitutes, right? Are we aware? Some of them date those sex workers. Yes. They are like their main boyfriends. Yes. So that is why as a healthcare provider, community, do community outreach. You would have, it allows you to have broader conversations with these people, and then it just helps you to understand a lot of things. So it goes to say not be to just prick person and do HIV test, there are conversations that you need to have to understand or to help these people understand why they are doing this testing. I'm looking at my time. Are we together?
Yes.
We have not started today's class. but we are working with time sharp. I just need us to understand what we did yesterday. So we are taking something home, Abi. Yes, key population, you have the transgenders, and the transgenders, you have the TG female, TG male. Yes, TG male, TG male. So you know now. So imagine me now, I'm a lady, and I say I want to be a TG male. Yeah, so a TG is not Bobrisky. Bobrisky is a cross-dresser. We have cross-dressers. Then we have people who transition. They go through surgery procedure. They take injections. In just one. That's in just one. Not like he started as a cross-dresser. Who? Bobrisky. Are we together?
No, he has done his now.
You still, we don't know. He just do bomb.
He did breast.
He did breast. I don't know. I don't know. No, I know he did both. But filler. I don't think. So anyway, let's leave him for his business. That's his own business. That's his own one of the ways he makes his money. People choose to do. A lot of people do transactional sex as a job. Who's testing in your community? Who's a teacher neighbor? Immigrate from one place, enter, may just do the business. So okay, let's run along. So we've highlighted prep, right? Any question? Yes, sir. Oh yes, seroconversion. Oh, I didn't finish it. So I said I had something to say before that. I didn't complete the KPs. So we'll come back to that. Okay, for the seroconversion, sorry. I don't think serodiscordance. Okay. Example, I said a partner who is living with the virus and the other person is negative. Over time, if the negative person becomes positive, that's a seroconversion. Do we understand? Example, okay, let's use the example. She said serodiscordant couple. Who are serodiscordant couples? A discordant couple is serodiscordant. A discordant couple, a serodiscordant couple, if or a person who one is living with the virus or infected with the virus, and then the other person is not infected or not living with the virus. Are we together? Now, if the other party who is negative becomes positive, what happens? They are seroconverted. Yes. The person is seroconverted, meaning that either the partner is not virally suppressed, Abby, or what's the other answer? Who is the she now?
He or she is not
negative part.
Wait now.
negative.
We are talking about why did the negative partner seroconvert? And we said one, the partner who is infected, we are not putting a particular gender to it right now. Right? One, a person can seroconvert if the other partner is not virally suppressed. Right? Two, yes.
If there is unprotected sex.
They're not going
The uninfected partner is not using the PrEP.
What if they said the uninfected partner never take PrEP before?
And he will contact and will seroconvert.
Okay.
Or if his immune system is not, if the partner immune system is suppressed, like it's not strong, the partner can contact the virus.
Okay. Have you met someone that has said, "Oh, I know my partner is living with the virus," and over a year or more than a year, the person has not seroconverted?
Yes.
So I need you to understand to answer your question.
And he's not on PrEP.
The person is on PrEP. You never even hear PrEP before. You never see PrEP.
That means the infected partner viral load is suppressed.
Now we have answered that one.
Yes.
We are going to
And the
that.
system is this one you are saying.
Yes.
See that the person's viral load is suppressed already. That woman that said that she knows that her husband is positive and she doesn't mind. See that the partner who is infected has a low viral load. That's one.
Okay, that is why But we have agreed on that one. Me, I'm talking about what she gave to us. She's saying that a person, I asked a question based on the answer she gave. That a person, please phones on silent. A person can be living with someone who is infected and knows that the partner has the virus. Yes, I've seen cases like that. And does not get infected. And the partner is not
because the person is using
and she's not on PrEP or anything. Eventually, they contact the virus, but over time, over a long period of time.
Is it despite the virus being suppressed?
That's another part. So one of the reasons could be that because the partner is virally suppressed, meaning that the partner, because the partner, what's the English now? Takes his drugs, prioritizes his or her health. You get can make the other partner to be safe. Yeah, for a period of time, but it will not be forever. That's the truth, it's not forever. Do you understand? And then that's why I asked, what other way can that happen? Apart from if the partner is virally suppressed. If the person's antibodies is strong. You never meet person when they say everybody when they close to don't get the conjunctivitis at the Apollo, and you don't get, and any baby person just pass, who get them, you catch them. But you when they fall and sleep for the same bed, you know they catch them. There are people that when there is cough, they don't get infected with cough, like severe cough. When there is like you know that people are getting this cough or they spread kata and all of that, they don't get it. There are people who did not. There were Nigerians who were abroad in the diaspora who did not get infected with COVID. Are you saying that they did not associate with people who, or even here in Nigeria? So it means that our immune systems are different.
Yes.
Right? So it cannot be the same. So there are different things that can predispose a person to getting infected. Yes, while some other persons do not. Okay, so let's. We know ARV, ARVs. So ARV/ART, put it like that. So I'm not saying there's something in our yeah. Hello, neighbor. They are not set up. ARV. That's like the last thing. Any other questions? When I come back, you can ask them. Yes, yeah, this is ARV. You don't know ARV? Okay. You have, you were in class yesterday, right? You were not in class. Wow. You had something to do. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, come to you. No, don't tell me. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you were not in class yesterday. Wow. Yeah, tell your neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, that's why you said it's at the back. Oh, now I understand. Okay. Yes, ma'am, let's hear from you. Thank you. ARV, ART.
Yeah, we are told basically.
Yes, you get told.
There is an antiretroviral therapy.
AR what? Which one did they tell you?
ARV. He said ARV.
She said.
He said you should
He
have said
said ARVT, that's antiretroviral therapy.
So the ARV is waiting now. This
Antiretroviral.
Antiretroviral.
Yes.
Then ART.
Antiretroviral therapy.
So why do you use the word therapy? Therapy, yes sir.
That's treatment.
Eh?
People who are under the treatment for antiretroviral. That's who are under medication, who are under
Big drama, like,
treatment.
just take everybody. Yes sir.
So that's therapy.
Okay, so therapy, right?
Yeah.
Is a what?
Like counseling and medication. It's like giving counseling and giving medication at the same time.
She answered the question yesterday.
It's like giving counseling and giving medication at the same. Is that the only thing you do in therapy?
And to assure them.
You assure them.
Ensure that they comply with their medication.
You ensure that it's a bouquet of services. Like we said, HTS, HIV testing services is what comprises. Me, I like to use the word bouquet, because when you think of bouquet, flower bouquet, the flower plenty, not be one, not be two, not be five, be plenty, right? A person who is getting tested for HIV, right, and a person who is under the ART, antiretroviral therapy, It's almost the same thing. Because now you're screening them for other. Do you understand? You screen them for hepatitis B, for syphilis, you just do urinalysis, you give them, what's it called, mental health support, you give them, what's it called, human rights support, you give them counseling and guidance, right? It is a lot. So the way you have HIV testing services, as it comprises of other services, that is why it is a therapy. There is management, there is treatment, right? There is what again? Follow up. Yeah. There is care, there is support, there is research. Right? Last question before I go. Index testing. That's like my final, yes. Testing. Index testing. Yes, ma'am. You did index testing, right? Yes, ma'am. So what happens during that index testing? Yes. You're trying to ask and see. And see. Mr. Malik, some people not take tea breaks today. Yes, ma'am. Index testing, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Index testing that we do every day in our facility. Yes, ma'am. Let's hear from you, ma'am. You will take a tea break. No tea break for you. Let's listen, please. Index testing. Yes.
Or your friend, your clique of friends.
Okay.
Like the way you explain yesterday, like your friends that type that
You would have explained two things.
that 10 people, you bring them to the facility, maybe 4 are positive.
Yes.
Then the 4 that are positive, you ask them that what are the people you usually have sex with and all that.
Okay.
You bring the next set of people like that.
Okay, so it's a continuous process of service.
Yes.
Thank you. But you said something that somebody countered. Abby? Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are right. But there was something you said that she countered and it's true. Yes, ma'am. Tell us. Just I like that one that you countered. That was social network, which involves friends. So remember that index testing involves sexual partners. Now your sexual network, it will be your husband, wife, and other partners. You know, some persons will have husbands and wives, they still have other sexual partners, right? And then you have the needle sharing partners. And then you have what? Children or siblings. That is index. Are we together? Yes. Now, for social network tests, no, some persons did not get it. Are we together? Do we understand?
Yeah.
No. I know what I said.
Okay,
let me explain.
Yeah, explain it with that diagram on the board.
She know the class yesterday.
She was not ready.
That's why I'm taking it back again. So what I'll do is when I come back, I'll get it. But let me just break it down. Index testing involves testing sexual part. Okay, let's start from testing family members. And family members could be husband or wife, children, sisters, brothers. Are we together? So family member, 1. 2, other sexual partners. Side chicks, side bulls, sugar daddies, sugar mommies, and the rest of them. 3, needle sharing partners. Are we together? Eh?
Yes.
We got that right.
Yeah.
Auntie, did you get it? Then social network testing. Yes, ma'am. You already tell us. Social network. You told us one with friends.
Yes.
Abby. Other people under social network involves
Business association. Business.
Your business association.
Like after hours.
But it's not under the category. Those are under your social network, your friends.
Yes.
Yes. So under social network testing, you still have your partners, your sexual partners, your friends, your network. You know, there are people that it's very common in the MSM community. The men who have sex with men in their community and with TGs, have a network of friends. They can be 10 friends, but like they sleep with each other. So if you meet 10 friends who are MSNs and you test one, you test two, they are living with the virus, test the remaining. You will not be getting free food. So now you have people who are like that. Right? Are we together? All right, my time is up for now. I will come back.
Let's clap for that. I think it's only, where's that one that says you'll come by 9:30?
Not documented, not done. So all the testings that we do in our hospitals, if they are not documented, we agree, or we agree that we have not done it. Once we come to your facility and we can't see documentation of services that you've done across the months, across the years, then to us, it assumes that are all documented. That they are documented. And this is because if someone, probably you, are the one working on the HIV program and you are not around and the visit is made to your facilities, documentation will speak. They don't have to call you to come from the back. Come and tell us where those registers are. Or come and explain this person was she placed on treatment, blah blah blah. Your documentation across your registers should be able to explain the care that is being provided for that particular patient. And that is why documentation, you can put your slideshow. And that is why documentation is very important. So HIV program is very broad, very broad. Even the HTS that we are doing is very broad. We have children, grandchildren, and everything. But being that we are just private facilities, we won't be doing much, unlike those who are in public facilities, those who are in general hospitals, the next slide, and tertiary institutions. So HIV data management is what I'll be speaking about. It's a process that includes the collation, analysis, dissemination, and use of the HIV data for planning and implementing HIV program. Collection, when the patient comes to your facility and you say, what is your name, how old are you, your address, you are collecting information. And when you put them down in your registers, the collection of those individual questions that you have collected becomes when we are done. So, and we will also disseminate this data, to partners, and they will make something out of it, at least to program for Lagos State. So this data is segregated by age, sex, it's segregated by age, sex, location in terms of address, LGA, from state to LGA, down to that person's home address. It's also segregated by breastfeeding. You want to know if you are a woman, are you breastfeeding or are you pregnant? All those information are necessary. They are not just in our book for decoration's sake. They are there for us to make decisions. So we also want to, HIV data collection routine is collected through paper-based and electronic platform. Is anybody aware of the electronic platform that we use to collecting the HIV data? Anybody? Okay, so that means that we are not aware. Our data is collected by paper, that's the forms, the registers, the forms, and also an electronic base. Whatever you do on this paper form stays in your facility, and because I am not a witch, except I come to your facility, that is when I can only see what you do in terms of the HIV program. But the soft copy, that's the electronic platform, even those who are outside of Nigeria, once they have username and password in that platform, they can see what ADBC Hospital is doing. So ADBC, I don't have to speak for any organization or any hospital in terms of what they do. Once your data is on that electronic platform, the state, national, and all implementing partners, USAID, WHO, and they have access to that platform and they can see what they do. So sometimes that is why you would see that when we have visitors from outside of Nigeria, outside of
from Abuja. From Abuja, they would have picked the facility that they want to go to before coming. We might want to say, no, don't go there. It is Shomolu GH that you should go. But because of the data that they have seen and what they are looking for, they have already decided on where to go. The last time an ambassador came to Lagos, he picked Ajero of the General Hospital as far as it is, and that was where he went to. So that is the benefit of us putting our down the national data reporting system, which is the NDAS, to make data reporting easier for the state. The state employed data entry class, 1 per LGA. I don't know if you are aware. So that LGA report collects data as far as you are doing HIV program. They come to your facility, they collect your data and impute for you on that electronic platform to make it easy. But for public facilities, they enter directly into that platform. And I believe also that most of us report on the state, I don't know what's the name now, is it NHMIS? Yes, we report. But the only data that you report is just number of first contact or first visit, new ANC, and that's all, and number of delivery. I know that's just the two things that you report. An HIV program is more than that. Okay, so patient information is collected using two types of tools. We have the PMM and the PME. The PMM is patient management and monitoring. They are managing the patient. That tool, that paper tool manages that patient and monitor that patient across care. While the second one is program monitoring and evaluation. That one monitors the program itself. So we have two types of tools. So let's put that in our mind. In data, we have two types of tools in HIV program, which is the PMM and the PME. So please let's distinguish the two because the acronym looks the same. PMM, patient management and monitoring. PME, program monitoring and evaluation. Next slide. So HIV, the PMM tools are used to collect data on individual patients. It's client level. Patient management and monitoring. So it's for patients. It's used to collect data on individual patients and it helps in improving the management of people living with HIV. These tools are available at every point of HIV service delivery. At every point from the clinician to the nurse, to the lab, to the doctor, to the pharmacist, these tools are all available. This information is monitored over time and it enables healthcare providers to assess the patient's response to treatment. Just like somebody said you use PEP once and discontinued. If proper care and tracking was followed up with the patient, it will be documented in that care cadre. We will see in that care cadre that person was not compliant with the drugs. So PME tools are used to track the progress of services provided to people living with HIV. PME, program monitoring and evaluation, is used to track the progress of the services that you render. PMM is used to collect data on individual patients. How old are you? Are you breastfeeding? Are you pregnant? Your home address, phone number, that is individual client level things. While PME tools is used to track the progress of the services that you have provided, be it ART, be it HTS, be it PMTCT. Are we getting it?
Yes.
The data can be used to routinely monitor and evaluate the effectiveness, efficiency, and acceptability of the HIV service provision at all levels of care. The reason why we are collecting all of this data is to monitor the effectiveness of what we are doing as a state, national, and outside of Nigeria. Also want to know the efficiency. These drugs we are giving them, these services we are giving them, are they really working? If it is not working, then we should change it. If it is working, what more can we do to upgrade the system? And are people accepting this thing? Just like she said, there's a new drug in town which is cabotegravir long acting. It's a PrEP injection. So we are trying to make people accept. So with that data that we gather, we will see whether people now prefer PrEP, how efficient and how acceptable are people accepting it. Do people prefer it to oral? And so those information that you gather is what the state and other partners use. Next slide. So healthcare workers at service delivery points should ensure proper documentation of all HIV services provided. I go to facilities and I see once they just put the name and probably date and they tick something else, every other thing remains blank on the register, even in the forms, because the work is too much. I cannot, either way to write, to tick appropriately, to document correctly, just tick, maybe just 1 or 3 lines, just tick it to that place. We are moved because the work is too much. It is very, very wrong. Somebody can come and carry your form and write something on that or on it because they made it blank. Do we understand? Those forms that you left blank, somebody can come pick it, the register or the forms in your locker and write something on it because you did not know now. It is a problem when they come to do DQA of data validation. That's when you will not see, this thing was not there before. Your meta Malik. Is it not 3 that we initiated? You now start carrying book, you now start running from pillar to post. But if you have done your documentations rightly from the beginning, nobody will be able to alter what you have done. So it is essential, not that we should document, but we should document correctly, we should document rightly. So, facility and staff, or possibly the nurse, or the lab, or anybody in charge of these forms, are responsible for the collection of data from all service delivery points for monthly reporting. In general, our emphasis is on using both the PMM and the PME to correctly, the word correctly, to continuously inform HIV programming. Next slide. So, what are the PMM tools? I'm giving us 30 seconds. Let's look at these tools. And there's a word there that is common. Can someone please tell me what is common to this tool? Thank you. Forms. They are forms. They are forms. Like the HIV request and result form, client intake form, index testing. We talked about index testing before now. It has its own form. HIV self-testing client card, referral form. Everything about PMM are forms. So next slide. So for the PME tools, something also is common. What is common with the PME tools? Register. Thank you very much. So that register is what we use to evaluate the services that you have rendered to that patient. We have the HIV daily worksheet, which is used in the lab. We have the HTS register, HTS self-testing register. How many of us are aware of the HIV self-testing kits? Yes, there's a kit, there's an HIV self-test kit that you can get in the hospital. You can also get in the pharmacy, whereby you go home and do it by yourself and test yourself and get the results. So we have that HTS self-testing register also. We have the index testing register, we have the referral register, and the mother of all of them is the HTS monthly summary form. At the end of the month, what you have done, you will now aggregate them and put them in the HTS form. Okay, so what are the harmonized HTS tools? What you find in Lagos State is what you will find in the 36+1 state, which is the national tools. What are the harmonized HTS tools in the HIV program? We have the client intake form, which is the first port of call. We have the request and result form. We have the daily HIV and syphilis testing worksheet. We have the HIV testing register, the client referral form, the referral register. Next slide. Family index testing form, partner notification service form, index testing register, response and referral card, HIV self-testing register, and the HTS monthly summary form. So all of the data in all these 11 forms, in all of this, goes into the monthly summary form at the end of the month. So that's why I said that HIV is broad. Even for HTS alone, you have about 11 documentations. You have about 12 booklets to fill just for HTS. So can someone tell me, give me 2 examples of the PMM tools? Before I continue, what is PMM? PMM. Patient. Thank you. And it is at which level? Client level, patient level. So what is the PMM? Program PME, yes. Program monitoring and evaluation. And it is used to evaluate what? Used to evaluate the services, yes, the services that is being rendered. Okay, so let's move to these forms now. This is now the hard copies of the forms. I've talked about it. So this is now the hard copies of the forms. This is an example of the hard copies. We don't release it to us. And because we are private facilities, we are a spoke side, we are not an hub. So what we will do is not, what we are doing for the patient is not much. So that is why our own forms are not plenty. So we have the client, we have the request and result form, which is the first one I'll be talking about. When the patient walks into your facility, I know that most of the time, the provider initiated, the doctor requests for it and says the person should go to the lab. But the person should actually have a request and result form. So it starts with the facilities stroke site name. That's the name of the hospital where we have, maybe we have an APC hospital. Sample collection date. For some of us, we just write 1/1/21. It is wrong for dates. Your date should be written 01/01/2025. It is not 1/1/25. It is wrong. So that one that you wrote 1, I can come and put 2 in the front. It becomes 21. Yes, you can. Yes. It becomes 21. I can put 1 in front. It becomes on the 11th. You understand? So 01/01/2025. So setting. Is that not which setting? So for setting can be working for public facilities. We have TB sites, family planning, TB from the TB unit, from STI clinic. You understand? But for the private hospital, it can be it will be inpatient because the person walks in. Yes, for setting. So the client name. Setting, which is the second one. Yes, it's inpatient. The person walks in. You put whatever it is, be it outpatient, be it from the family planning clinic, be it from POPD, pediatric outpatient, whatever clinic it is coming from. Then you have the client's name, you have the client code. Mostly in the HIV program, we don't really put their names, we give them codes. We write their name by code. And for each hospital, there's a way they write the code. I think whether LGA, hospital name, there's a way the code is written. So because, due to stigmatization, we don't really put the names of our patients. Once they put their name in, I think in the client intake form, then it generates a code, then the person keeps going on with that code. And it's that code that you trace for that patient. And also by the time the patient is positive, the patient gets a PEP ID. So it is that PEP ID that becomes the name of that patient. Recency ID. So if the person has a client code, you put the code there, if not, we leave it. Then recency ID. That also is an ID that's like a code. Let me speak for the sake of knowledge. Let me speak on recency. Recency means that we have a test in the HTS test called recency test. Recency test means that we want to know if this person is actually recent for HIV, that is just newly caught the infection, or the person is long term. That means the person has that infection already for a long while, or you are just knowing that the person is positive. Do we understand? Hello? Recency testing. You have tested this patient is positive. The only category of people they do recency test for are positive patients. So I'm saying this for the sake of knowledge now.
The only people that
do recency tests are positive patients. So now these positive patients, now you now want to know, is this person a newly acquired? Did he newly acquire this infection? or the person has it before, and but you are just knowing. Do we understand?
Yes.
Because some people cross carpet LGA and facilities, possibly the person is already taking drugs in Badagry, and when the person went for church program, the person went to pray, so the pastor said go and retest. So the person already will not go back to Badagry where he collects drugs because they will not retest again. So the person now comes to last week. You are meeting the patient for the very first time. So upon you testing this patient now, you now discover that this patient is what? Positive. So to avoid double counting, we now do recency test. So when you now do recency test, the result comes out either recent or long term. You know that if you do normal HIV test, you are either reactive or non-reactive. That means you are positive or negative. So when you now do recency, is either this person is recent or long term, TERM, long term. So once this person is long term, forget it. That means that the person is a carrier of the disease. So when the person now comes out recent, you now want to say, is this person actually recent? You now do a viral load test. So if the viral load result now comes out less than 1,000 copies per mil, the person is not recent. If it is greater than 1,000 copies per mil, the person is actually recent. That means that newly acquired HIV infection. So that is for knowledge sake.
When less than 1,000
Per rate.
Per mil, copies per mil. Less than. Love only. So you tick appropriately. So my question now is, then we also tick if the person, if you do a syphilis test, you tick. If not, then if you also perform a recency test, you tick accordingly. Is it recent? Is it long term? So requested by, you say name in capital, signature, and you date it. Tested by, then checked by who oversight. So my question now is, what's the name of your hospital? Ma? Kilatejo Hospital. So my question now is, if I come into your clinic now and I request for an HIV test, which portion of this form are you going to fill for after you have tested me? Before you get to tested by, I come to your hospital and I request for an HIV test and you administer this form on me. So where are you going to document my results? What are you going to document for me? Initial HIV test, yes.
Reasons.
Okay, so when you now tested me initial HIV test, my result came out positive. So what next are you going to document? Ma? No, you have documented that it's positive. What next are you documenting? She said that would be all. Any other opinion? Okay. Okay, so you tested me and I was reactive. So what are you going to document? Confirmatory HIV test. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
If the confirmatory HIV test that they have been Unicode, and if the Unicode is positive, that means the patient is positive. And if negative, we go to the stamp bank. If it is positive, we go to recency.
You go to recency.
Recency.
Which hospital, ma'am?
PSA.
Okay. Which hospital, sir? Sir? Onibogbo PhD. For Onibogbo, you don't do, you are a spoke now, you are not a hub. So why would you do confirmatory test for me? They're supposed to refer me. So she's actually correct. Because she's a spoke site. So she did it and it was reactive. What will she do? She'll send me to
for confirmation.
She will send me to where I will get a confirmatory test, where they will now tell me it is actually positive. So she is correct because she is the hub, if I copy PhD. They provide ART services. So she is correct. After they've done the initial, they can go ahead and do confirmatory because they will not need to refer because they provide the services. Do we understand? But for you that don't provide the service, you stop at initial HIV test and you refer. So you are correct. You cannot do it. National standard procedure. You are a spoke. So you can't. You have to send me to where I would have the confirmatory test. Even if you do it, you are just wasting the kit. Because once you send that person back to IFACO will repeat that same test. So why would you waste that kit? Do we understand?
Yes.
Do we understand at the back? Okay, so let's go ahead. So now you have referred me now. We move over to the referral form, the client referral form. So for the client referral form, it says it is divided into A and B, up and down. You see that it's the same information that is up, that is down. It says referring organization, referring. Our hospital is now referring me. It says please fill out part A and ask client to take it to the receiving organization. So she's referring me to IFACO PhD. So our organization will fill out part A and ask me to take this form to go and give IFACO PhD. Do we understand? So it says fill out one form per service needed. So if I need 3 services, you will be filling 3 forms. Part A says, part A now, referral slip to be filled out by the organization making the referral. That's the referring organization. Let's say Adekoya Hospital. So it says date, put the date correctly, 01/01/2025. You put the client's name, Adedigba Oluwakemi. If I have a code, you put the code. Then my client address, it says descriptive. That means that Ijesha 5 Olakunle Street, beside Ikinikon, there's a landmark that is very popular, beside Alakara, something. Do we understand?
Yes.
Very descriptive that even if that woman is not there, somebody can pick this form and get that address of that house when they want to track. Then what is the age and sex of this person? Then the client phone number. Then referred from where, which unit, which department, which health facility. So you refer from where? Are we referring from TB? Are we referring from STI? Which unit, which department? You understand? Are we referring from heart to heart? Wherever. So name of the person referring the client. If you are the nurse that is referring or the doctor, you put your name and your designation. The name, address, and phone number of referring organization. Referral is in how many ways? Referral is an how many way process? 1, 2, 3. 2 ways. It's 2 ways. It goes like this and it goes back. Yes, the arrow goes here and it goes back. It's 2 ways. For you to refer to IFACO, that means that you have a relationship with that people. You have a relationship with the heart-to-heart clinic in IFACO. So you're not just referring and giving her the paper. As you gave her the paper, yes ma'am. So before, even after you had this paper to take to IFACO, you would have to call IFACO. So person is coming. You should be expecting, and this is what we have done. And these are the services that you give to her. And you're also telling her when you get there, ask for nurse, so. You're not telling her to just go, and when she gets back up, hey, please, Mao, is HIV clinic I'm going you? Please, where is the clinic? Do we understand? So name, address, and phone number of the referring organization at APC hospital, so. Where are you referring her to? You have to put it there. You are referring her to which clinic within IFACO PHC. Which clinic are you referring her to? Then the name of the contact person that she going to go and ask for ejoma, not labajani bombere. Do we understand? So it's not as if she's going to show every Tom, Dick and Harry this paper when she gets there. So name, address, and phone number of the receiving organization, if I for PHC. The phone number of Auntie BC that you are sending her to go and meet. So that even if she gets there or misses her way, she can easily call that phone number, say, ma, how do I get to your place? Then services needed. It says indicate code from categories of service needed. And like I told you, HR, we use more of codes than the names. So what type of service does she need? Use a code. It's not as if you say she needs HIV testing, she needs BNCC services. No, you have to use a code. So that even if somebody sees this form with her, they don't know what 2 means. They don't know what 7 means.
Confidential.
Do you understand? Very confidential. Thank you. So, and if there are other comments, we put it below and we sign. So you now give her this form. You're not tearing it to the form as it is a whole. You give it to her. When you get to the pastor, ask for Auntie BC. When she gets there, she will give the form to Auntie BC. So Ifako PhD will now be the one to complete part B of this form. So let's look at part B. It says services provided to be filled out by the organization providing the service. So name and address of organization providing the service. We asked again because you might have told her to go to Ifako PhD and she changed her mind and said, okay, I'm not even going because I know Auntie Katrine is in my house and she lives there. So she now went to Badagry. So that is why we are asking again, name and address of organization providing the services so that you actually know where she went to. So the date, the client name, then the list of services that you have provided. Then they are asking service completed as requested, yes or no. They will fill that one. Then what type of follow-up is needed? That means that they are referring her back to here to tell her now that, okay, we have done our part, but you now need to continue to follow up. And these are the 4 types of follow-up services that you will do. For example, if you have a pregnant woman that turned out positive, and you send that to Ifako PhD, she will only be picking her drug here and doing a viral load, but she will also come back to you for her ANC service. Do you understand? Because we are not asking her to go there completely. She's only going there to take her drugs, run a normal routine test and rest. But for ANC services, she still come back to you. Do you understand? So the type of follow-up that you will be doing for Ifako PhD will now be asking her, are you taking your drug as expected? When you go there and it's almost time for delivery, tell them to give you nephria for the baby and the rest and the rest and the rest like that. Do we get that? So the type of follow-up that is needed and the follow-up date. Then if there's additional comment, name of the service provider, signature and phone number. So let's look at the category of services that is provided in the HIV program. Number 1, we have adherence counseling and treatment support. Adherence counseling. So this service for adherence is for which category of people? I know that they are positive. I know that they are on drugs, but something happened, and that is why you are sending them for adherence counseling. Thank you. They are not taking the drug consistently, so their viral load is unsuppressed. So that is why you are referring them for adherence counseling. So number 2 is antiretroviral therapy to go and take drugs, just as we said. Number 3 is PMTCT, that's prevention of mother-to-child transmission. Sure. Number 4 is clinical care. 5 is STI. 6 is TB services. 7 is HIV testing service. 8 prevention services, including peer counseling and information services. Possibly the person is a young person and adolescent. 9 child care. 10 PLHIV support. 11 PEP. 12 is family planning. 3 is pharmacy. 14 is food support. I don't know if they still give that one. If I still give them food support. Okay, obs and gynae, education, schooling, home-based care, legal support, nutrition counseling, financial, material and microfinance support and services, psychological support, social services, spiritual support. I don't know about the spiritual support too. Oncology services, and if all of the service you want is not listed here.
Specify.
To give you others specified. So then Ifako will now tell her to take it back to where she was bringing it from, so that they can see that number one, she actually went there, and the type of service that was provided for her, and the type of follow-up that should continue with that person. You know that once a person is positive, the person takes the drug for life. So at the end of the month, everything that you have on this your client referral form is transferred into your referral register. Do we understand? So everything on your client referral form at the end of the month is collated and put into your referral register. So it might be done daily, it should be even daily. Once you have this form at the end of the month, then you transfer it into your register. So at the end of the month, you just aggregate it and put it on your monthly summary form. So on the register, you have serial number, date, the client ID. Then you have the client ID, you have the target group, the code is not here, the client address, the phone number of that patient, the age and sex, then referral, what type of service. We can see the code down there. Sexually transmitted infection services, HIV counseling and testing. The codes are listed under it. What type of service is it provide? Then type of services. Okay, so referral. Now, what type of services did you provide? Then where did you refer the person to? Then what type of services was provided to that person? This one will now be when the person brings back this form. You can see that for this box is divided into two: referral and services. Referral and services. So the referral is for the referring organization. What type of service did you refer her for, and to where? Do we understand? So now when she brings back that form, you will now feel the type of service that was provided for her at the Ifako PhD, and this service was provided, and the type of follow-up that is needed, as simple as ABC. For you, type of service that you referred her for. The type of service you refer is the code now, just the code. Is in your form here. The services you referred her for. Maybe PMP system, you just put 3 here to Ifako PhD.
Types of services.
Then when they bring it back, type of services provided that they provided for her will be recorded here. If it was still that same 3, you put 3. Then the service was provided and the type of follow-up that is needed. Okay. All of this would have been in the form that the patient will bring back to you. Do we understand? So now let's go to the mother of them all. When we come, yes ma'am.
For the part 3, these departments are taken to the referral setting.
Yes.
Is it the same?
It's the same. She's taking both A and B. You're not hearing anything. You're giving her the whole complete form. Then she will now bring it back to you.
The whole form?
Yes. She'll bring it back to you. So we are now looking at the HTS monthly summary form. I forgot. This form is not to the back. Have a copy.
You have the complete.
Okay, so when I come to your facility, I will not ask you for all of this referral register, referral for client intake form and the rest, because I know that everything that is in there can be found here. And this is what I will ask you, and this is what I will look at. So it is so therefore it is important that we document correctly, because I will assume that what I see here is what you have in those forms and your registers. So let's take the monthly summary form. So the monthly summary from her reporting period, that is the month and the year, and then facility name. Sometimes all of this is blank. We go to facilities and they are blank because they are written Aregbesola PhD on the HTS. You see that the PMPCT is blank, the ART is blank, and I asked them, tó bá jábọ́ sílẹ̀ nǹkan, or you come for data validation meeting, tó bá misplaced, how would you know that this HTS form actually belongs to you? Do you understand? So all these fields on top are not just for decoration, they're actually there to be filled. So it is important that we fill for each month. What month are you reporting for? What year? The facility name, the state, and the LGA. It is very, very important. So let's look at the data element. It says number of people who tested HIV negative and received their results. Number of people who tested HIV negative and received their results. You see that it is disaggregated into by age and by sex. Male, female, then by age. So you have, we now want to know, are these patients coming, are they inpatients? Are they from CT site, counseling and testing site? Are they from TB site, family planning, STI, or from the blood bank, or from standalone? Are they pregnant women under community testing? Probably the hospital went for outreach and did testing. So are these women pregnant? Or if we have non-pregnant, we have under male and female outreach, or others, OVC, that's orphan and vulnerable children, index testing and the rest. So we want to know which setting this your HCS is coming from. So from the, if it's from the hospital, it's just named inpatient. There's no space for outpatient, so we put it as under inpatient. So we should document correctly by age and by and receive their results. The first one is negative. How many did you test that were negative? Second one is how many did you test that was positive?
Under it, are we going to write age, this age 2, 4, 10?
Yes. Yes. So if you have 2 children within this age bracket, you just put 2 according to their sex. So the second one says number of people who tested HIV positive and received results, also disaggregated by age and by sex. So anywhere they paint the other one that they painted blank, that means that they don't want you to write there. Anywhere that is painted blank, they don't want you to write there. It says total number of people who tested HIV positive and received results. Okay, so you total it on that. That's the total. How many how many were positive? Then we also have total number of people who tested for HIV and received results. Sum of all HIV positive and negative. That means underneath here you are writing only total only. How many? The total of your negative and positive. If you have 20 negative and 5 positive, so at the end here you should have 25. So you total it according to their age, according to how we have reported them. So it says total. That's the sum of the 2 of them. We add together addition and we put it here. Then total number of people who tested HIV positive that were identified as non-positive during post-test counseling. This thing is blurry. Can you see? Yes. So from the 25 that you tested, how many were identified positive during post-test counseling? Not pre-test now. Post-test, you have tested them. Person now said, well, the thing actually is, I know my status. It's just that I just wanted to test again to be sure that, or just to see that I am now negative. So this is where you now document that person. From the 25 that you said is positive, do we have anyone who would identify one vote for them? So we'll leave those places. That one doesn't concern us. So it says Okay, so the second one also is for recency, and the third one also is for recency. So total number of people counseled, tested for HIV and received results. Total number of couples counseled, tested for HIV and received results. So out of the 25 that we tested, is there any couple? Do we have any couple among them? A couple can be man and a man, woman and woman, man and woman.
Yes.
In the HIV program. A couple can be man and man, it can be man and woman, it can be woman and woman. So, do we have any couple testing? If there is, we document. Number of couples counseled, tested, and received results, and received discordant results. So, among the couples that you tested, is there anyone who received discordant results? Meaning that one was positive, one was negative. Do we have any of such? If we have, we document. If we don't have, we leave it. Of index contact tested for HIV. Do we have any index contact that was tested for HIV? Then, if such index was tested HIV positive, we document. The number of HTS clients clinically screened for TB. Can someone explain this part for me? Clinically screened for TB. What do we mean by clinically screened? My auntie at the back. Yes. Human. Yes. What do we mean by clinically screened for TB? Clinically screened. Our data element says number of HTS clients clinically screened for TB. So what is it saying? What does it mean? Yes. Yes. So you asking that person, are you coughing? Do you sweat at night? Have you lost weight? Means you are clinically, is a clinical screening and not a confirmatory test. We all know that for HIV and TB work together. Yes. So when you screen for HIV, you screen for TB. Even at the TB clinic, they also screen for HIV. So you asking that question means you are clinically screening. And so if we have, okay, I'll reserve that to the end of the teaching. So number of ATS clients clinically screened for TB. Then how many of them were identified as presumptive TB? For those that were clinically screened, how many of them were presumptive? Presumptive means that person has a score of 1 and above. Out of the questions that they asked them, I think it's about 3 or 4 questions, the person answered yes to 1. Once the person answers yes to 1, that person is presumptive for TB. Assuming that the person has presumptive until that person does a further test and it is confirmed that the person has TB. So, number of ATS clients screen for STI. Screen for STI. If we have 25 people who came for HIV test, are we going to screen all of them for STI? No. So why? He said no, sir. Why? Ma'am? He said, thank you. If you have children, do you screen children for STI? No. So you might not screen all of them for STI, all your HIV people for STI. Because if you have children who are less than 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 8 to 10, maybe beginning from 10, you can now say, okay, possibly the person is sexually active. But less than that, we don't want to screen for STI. But are we going to screen all the 25 for TB? Yes or no? Yes, you must screen everybody, irrespective of children. Screen everybody for TB. But for STI, it's only those who are sexually active. So number of HTS clients who were negative for syphilis. For those who we screen for STI, how many were negative for syphilis? How many were positive for syphilis? The number of HTS clients tested negative for hepatitis B, hepatitis C. Then we have number of people tested HIV positive who are successfully enrolled in HIV care. How many did you successfully enroll in HIV care? So I want to ask a question. We tested 25 people. 20 negative, 5 positive. How many did you enroll in HIV care? My sister in white. Yes, ma'am. 5. My auntie in brown. How many did you enroll in HIV care? No idea. Can you please help her out? You tested 25 people and 20 was negative, 5 was positive. How many did you successfully enroll in care? 25. Sir? 5. My auntie in black? 5. Sir? 5. I want to go and sit down because Mr. Hakim, you need to serve tea break. Yes. You tested 25. 20 was negative. 5 was positive. You did not enroll them now. You didn't enroll them. You referred them. You referred Abby. She didn't refer me to GH. You referred to GH. You referred. So how did you not enroll them in care? My auntie 25, that my 25, I'm supposed to be closing my eyes. That means that everything I've said is not thinking. Yes. You did not enroll them. Sir, did we enroll them? We referred them. So how come you are not saying that you successfully enrolled them in care? So if you enroll them in care, you are telling me now that your hospital now provides ART drugs. So I should come and ask you, where are you getting the drugs from? That is the meaning of that 555 that we are saying. So your documentation can put in trouble. And you say you did not know. That 5 that you enrolled, I want to ask you, so now ADBC now procures antiretroviral drugs and gives this patient drugs. Where are you getting your drugs from? Who is supplying you? Wahala. Yes. Yes. So now for your MD. Yes, that's the meaning of successfully enrolled in care. But if IFACO says they successfully enrolled in care, IFACO has the right to enroll them because they are a spoke, they are a hub. They provide ART services. Do we understand?
Yes.
Do we understand?
Yes.
Documentation is very powerful. That is why if somebody has documented this thing, there is need for another person. That is why they are asking written by, saw by, checked by, verified by. That is the reason why they are asking. So that you see that they said put the name in capital letter. You saw it capital. So that they will call the person. The person that did checked by and you checked it and you said yes and you signed it that it is true. You enrolled them, then you have to come and explain. Yes. The way it's true. That is the meaning of our documentation. Please, when you are documenting, please give it to other people too. Let them help you look at it and see that yes, what you actually documented is actually correct. You did not enroll them. Oh. Are we getting it? Yes. If you are Agbawa GH, Abi, you did not enroll them. Oh. Agbawa GH will enroll them because Agbawa GH is an offsite. Ekpe will enroll them. But you, what did you do? You referred them. It is your own referral booklet that we will come and look at. Do we understand? Yes. Do we understand? Yes. At this point, Mr. Akim, they need you. To continue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There are some.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sorry, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Yes, sir.
There are some patients that
Yes, sir.
always give EMCT
Yes.
drugs.
There is some hope.
And they probably get them
Yes.
very bad.
Yes. They are sub-pop. They are not pop. They don't provide ART, but they only give nephropin, right? They are sub-pop. And that nephropin is documented from the source where it is collected from. Do we understand? To avoid double counting. It is documented in the source. I know we also do ANC. Am I correct? And PNTCT starts from where? prevention of mother-to-child transmission starts from ANC, because it is at the point of testing that pregnant woman that you will know whether she is positive or negative. So an HIV-free generation starts from ANC. So we are to be documenting, we are supposed to be reporting PNTCT and HTS. Anybody that is pregnant in your facility is documented under the PNTCT. While non-pregnant women go to HTS. Do we understand? Yes. And PNTCT starts from ANC. Where we document is number of new ANCs, number of those women that you tested for syphilis, because we use dual test kits. Am I correct?
Yes.
Dual test kit test for syphilis and HIV. So you have the same number of your ANC in your syphilis. Then those who you tested and received results. You tested these women, right? For HIV. So you have to document it. From those who you, from the new ANC, how many were previously known? You want to know. How many did you document? How many did you test and receive results? Then how many that you tested and received results? How many came out positive? It's still HTS though, but under PNTCT. Then from the positive now, you are referring. You referred her to a hub. How many did you refer to a hub? Because you are not an hub site. Do we understand? Yes. So going forward, please make sure that, sorry ma'am, before I lose thought, sorry. Yeah, sorry, before I lose thought. Going forward, please, let's make sure that our data does not stop on your hard copy paper. Your data goes into the Lagos State data reporting, national data reporting to the electronic copy. Sorry, Mr. in 1 minute. The essence is that everything that you are doing sits in your facility and nobody sees your effort. But when you report electronically and there are trainings, there's test kits, there are meetings, there are everything, it gives you opportunity. I look at data and I say, are they color in Badari is even seeing more than a PhD. We have some private hospitals like Aljolat that even have patients more than PhD, and you see them working with the states. When people come from Abuja, they want to come to and see what's happening in Aljolat because they are reporting electronically. Do we understand? So the way forward is that let me see, how do we go about it? The way forward is that, let me give you my number. So you chat me up. We have a DEC, like I said, we have a data entry class per LGA. So I will connect you with the data entry class. What you will just provide your data entry class at the end of the month is a snapshot of your MSF. After you have reported all your data on the MSF, you just give it to the data entry class and the person reports on your behalf. And you can also request for your username and password to that platform so you can report by yourself. Two-way option. But if you are very busy, you don't have time, somebody can report on your behalf. 070 38 89 6010 070 38 89 6010. We'll be having upcoming trainings, especially for M&E. We have data validation meeting whereby at least the work that you are doing will give you pepper soup rice. We give you tea break and we give you transport and say thank you for the work you are doing. We do that meeting quarterly. So there are benefits for reporting. Even for our MDs. We have St. Kizito in Etiosa that is the largest number of ART in Etiosa, a private hospital. Yes, St. Kizito Catholic Hospital. It has the largest number of ART patients in Ethiopia, even more than our government hospitals. So please, there's need for reporting. Thank you.
Okay, ma, your name